And we should be live. Right, for some reason it's picking up that, but we'll change it to that. So, we should be live. Hopefully you can hear me. Hopefully you can see the game. Yeah, you obviously can't see my face because I've not got a webcam. Yeah, there we go. I hear myself. Right, happy days. So, good evening everyone. How is everyone doing? Tonight we're going to be taking a little look, a first look, mind you, at the new, or the upcoming for you, HST farewell pack. Now, this is just due to time constraints. I haven't given this a go yet. I've only had it for a couple of days, and just because of some personal work, all sorts of other stuff, I've not actually given a go of this yet. I was going to do a video on this, but this is kind of a difficult one to showcase because it's like mainly scenarios. It's essentially a livery and scenario pack. There's been a few questions about the pricing. I don't know because I've not played it yet. But this is $12.99. My initial thoughts are that's a little bit steep in my opinion. That's full loco price. However, there is different variants. There's barrier coaches. There's 7 scenarios, something like that. So we'll go into what's included and we'll give it a good go. So my plan is tonight. I've got to around about 9 o'clock-ish. So we've got 2 hours. I'm thinking of doing because there's scenarios in this. But I don't know whether I want to do a scenario or not. We'll see. But we're definitely going to do a run on the Riviera and definitely do a run on the Great Western Express. 2 routes it comes to. So yeah. Before we jump into it, let's see who's in the chat. So we've got Freddie, T-Side. I still need to watch that trailer before you ask. I will watch it. I just haven't got around to it yet. But I won't be streaming it this weekend because I've got some other plans. Those plans include... Oh, it's gone. Those plans include this. Hold on. Bear with me a second. Sort of little mention for this. Because we've kind of decided what we're doing here. So let me go across to this. So if I do that and then go to the window, you know what's going to happen here, don't you? So myself and Casual have set up a new YouTube channel called Notch 2. Now we're going to be live on Friday night, and I think we're going to be live with a bit of GTA 5 online, which is something I've not played for a good 5, 6, maybe even like 10 years. I've not played it since I was like 18. So make sure to go subscribe to that. I've not put a link in the description, but there'll be a link on the main channel and whatever else. So feel free to go and check out that. And yeah, we'll be live on there this Friday. So just a sort of little plug to that. But yeah, there you go. So I won't be streaming any Roblox this weekend. Henry, how you doing? Welcome in. TB, Eddie, Ryan. How's everyone doing? I'm doing very good. Rest in peace to the HSTs though. Yeah, rest in peace to that piece of machinery. There's another rest in peace I've got to announce, peeps. Not quite rest in peace, but is in a coma. The Punto is in a coma. I had an incident today. I didn't have a crash or anything. The car I broke down essentially. I managed to get it going again, but the car died momentarily. So yeah, sad news, unfortunately. So might be having to get rid of the Punto in weeks to come, which is a big shame. And if you were in Train Simulator Driver stream earlier, you'll know all about that. Joshua, how you doing? Star Child, hope you're doing well. Meh. We'll see how it goes. Jacob, what's your thoughts on this pack? Initially, it looks good. Is it overpriced? I don't know. We're going to explore that. So, like I said, I don't know too much of the details. Rex, how you doing? Is that a new logo? Little new pace I can see there, or is that just my screen? Sam, how you doing? Chonky MIG. Casper, Zenith, HST Hijinks, something like that. Hi Richie, how you doing? Sonic, Rex, how you doing? Not the Punto. George, how you doing? More train rides for you. Well, football club, my main form of travel is bus and train, to be honest. I don't use the Punto, and that's probably why it's seized up, to be honest, because I don't use it as much as I used to. Sad news for the Punto. I think its days are numbered, unfortunately. So it may be something else. So rest in peace to the Punto, indeed. Let me just close off Notch 2 because I don't need that. So let's have a little look at what's included in the HST Farewell Pack then. So this is essentially a livery and scenario pack. So this mainly, obviously, comes to the Great Western Railway route. Riviera line. So on the Riviera line, I believe it comes with a few scenarios. I'm not too sure where the scenarios are. They'll be on here somewhere. They look very scenario, but I think they showed yesterday on the preview stream. Ignore that as a mod. That probably might be where they are. Yeah, they're there. So there's some different liveries. So the liveries themselves, they actually go into wherever HST runs. That's where they come into. So the liveries you can use anywhere you want. But the liveries that we've got are the Intercity 43002, which is Kenneth Grange, I believe. 43185, not sure which one that one is. The Welsh one, that's the Welsh Government one. I think that's the standard, possibly. There's some different ones in here. It's hard to tell. There's an unbranded one. That's Great Western Railway. 43093, got the vinyl logo. The Welshman, there you go. That's all the same down there. There was also like an introductory one, and I don't know where that's gone. There was one that's like... that one there. Yeah, that's 43093. So there's a few different variants of it that you can run. In terms of scenarios, how do you get to scenarios on this thing now? Very confusing. I can't remember how you do it. There's scenarios. That's where they'll be. So we've gone to that. There you go. So there is Dawn by Dawlish, which is one of the scenarios. Riviera Rescue. What's quite cool with this is that some of these are, I think, hold on, possibly some of these are duplicates, but I don't know whether this is a new one. I'm not sure, but some of them you can operate different types of HST, which is quite cool. Epilogue, I know that's a new one. That's quite a good one. We probably could have done that, to be fair. We may do that. Who knows? In fact, shall we do that scenario? Just as a... I'm going to ask you. Should we do a scenario or service? Let's start a poll. Scenario or service? Scenario would be Epilogue. We've got Back in Blue. That's a new one on the Great Western Express. Open Day. I was gonna do that on the on a YouTube video because that one's quite an interesting one. I kind of don't want to ruin it for you. We've got Farewell. This is another good one where you can choose one of the 4 variants to be. And I think, if I'm right in saying, this is the last one that went into Paddington. And basically, I think, I can't remember how it worked, but I think either one of or all of these were in the same service or something like that. I'm not too sure. We've got the Chasing Yellows. That's with the EMT one. Obviously EMT, and that's with they're the standard ones. So there is what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 scenarios with this. I could be wrong. Possibly something like that. There's got to be, yeah. Surely, got to be, yeah. So there's got to be 6 scenarios and 5 liveries, something like that, and 5 routes you can operate it on. Looking awesome, those designs on the menu for the HST power cars. Well, we'll give a go of each one if we can. We'll certainly try. No love to Midland Mainline HSTs. I thought not, but oh well. No, because it's a separate pack. They're also technically Skyhook trains. This is looking good. Adrian Lee, welcome and hope you're doing well. TJ Willow, how you doing? One of the wonderful YouTube members. How long have you been a member now? It must have been over a month easily. But of course there is the RichyRail crew, which is $5 a month, and you get a couple of emojis, a custom YouTube, a couple of custom emojis you can use in chats. There is a members only Discord chat where I give you updates, weekly updates, what I'm planning to do before anyone else gets them. Whenever I've edited the video in time, which is usually not that much in advance, but I'm trying to get better with it. There's members only videos. I am going to start doing some members only videos uploaded once we get a few more members in. And then in general, you're just supporting the channel, so feel free to do it. So feel free to hop on board, and also you get a nice little green highlight in the chat. Zenith, how you doing? Teesside evening. Teesside, I don't know if you heard my message, but I haven't seen that trailer yet, but I won't be playing it this weekend, unfortunately, because I've got something else to be doing. Jacob Richie, this is my new channel. I'm Dobbs on Discord. How are you doing? I'm doing good, Jacob. How are you doing? Fair Middle Main Line is such a piece of its time, though. I'd love to see an up-to-date version like Great Western Express Remaster. He's a bit late. I'm a bit late. Did you take the trailer? No, I'm not gonna. How do you? How much to become a member? It's a £5. Obviously, you don't have to do it, but it's just, you know, it's more beneficial if you've got Discord, because that's how I share the early access videos. Because there's way you can do members only videos, but there's only 5 members, so it just kind of works better to be able to give them an unlisted link. So we've got 41 people watching. Hope you're doing absolutely splendid. 23 votes, and you all want to see Epilogue. Let's do that then. Let's do Epilogue. What I will quickly do as well is show you that you have got the different. There you go. You've got all these different ones now. So there's what? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 new liveries. I think that's a different Great Western Railway one. I'm also puzzled. Ignore me. Do you know, I was really puzzled for a minute because I jumped into that one thinking that was Great Western Express, and I looked at the 150 thinking, what the bloody hell's the 150 doing there? Anyway, that's me being stupid. So you want to see Epilogue. So which route does that come into? Epilogue is on this one. So let's do that, shall we? They have 45 million each. 45 million, could you imagine? Could you imagine? I can't remember if I used my old name Ben. Yes, I remember using your ex's account. I remember you mentioning about that. Why do you laugh at 6'7"? Because I'm a child. I'm not a child. I'm very much an old man. I'm not far off being here above. Anyway, let's get into Epilogue. Okay. You have not completed this. Don't ask again. I don't want to do that. Hopefully you can hear the game all good. I did see Train Simulator Driver's showcase of this, and it looked quite good actually. And this is the thing with this type of pack, with a scenario pack, it's kind of hard to make a video on, because you're not really showing. You're showing a scenario, and I feel like that's better to do in a video. So that's why I've done this. You're live as well. Nice one. Right, Epilogue. Let's have a look at this then. Christ, that's loud. Oh, this is cool. Look at this. Nice. Right. Evening and welcome to Plymouth Station. Today is the 13th of December 2025, and it's the last day the Great Western Railway will have a scheduled high-speed train passenger service. The free HST sets arrive at Plymouth Station to mark the occasion. Head over to platform 4 and take control of 43093. This will be the final HST to depart out of 3. Oh, this is sad. Very sad. Start the crate. Do it. That means poo in America. Right, let's keep carrying on going. How you doing, Freddie? Anyone's operated and owned by ScotRail. 43093. Ah, here you go. Look at this. So this is one of the liveries. Old Oak Common, the Legends of the Great Western. Got a steam train, diesel, sort of diesel. What's that? Can't quite make out what that is. What is that? I can tell that's the Hitachi, but I can't see what that one is. You'll be able to tell me. Anyway, let's get into here. I don't think there's been too many changes to the HST themselves, because Voyager coming in over there. Let's put the key in. I think there's been maybe suspension added, I don't know, not sure. Put that into neutral. Let's do that. Put that into day. Headlights. Oh no, night, because it's night time, of course. All 3 trains will sound their horn on the way to say goodbye. On your mark, sound a horn a few times and the rest will follow your lead. Oh, okay. Well, we need to... I've set the headlights up. The horn. Are we ready for this, peeps? Are we ready? Right, this is the moment that you need to... The HST, farewell. Come on, HSTs. Let's do it. Beautiful. Nicely done. It's time for the other 3 trains to make their way to Lara Depot. Yours will be the last one to leave. There goes one. waiting time. That Voyager's just still there chilling. And it's our turn. You hope they do this for the ScotRail HSTs. This is actually quite sad, I know, yeah. Very, very sad. Very sad indeed. But we can start going. It's quite cool how it transitioned like that. I can't move anywhere from not forward. Off it goes. So let's get going. The Voyager is paying its respects. Right, so what do you want to see a service on? Do you want to see what route? Shall we do a run on Riviera with the just like a standard timetabled service, or GWE? Let me know what you want to do. Yeah, this is actually quite sad, isn't it? The transitions are nice, yeah. I think that that weird looking train on the side might be a 390 Pendolino. Someone earlier on said as well it looked like a 180. ScotRail's still running HSTs, so I'm moving to Scotland. Yeah, they're still running HSTs in the 7 cities. Is that a copy of the video I saw on TikTok? Which one, sorry? Great Western Express. I'm doing good, Mazda. How are you doing? She'll be 50 years old, this HST. Bloody hell. It makes me feel a little bit old, knowing the HSTs are 50 years old, and I'm half the age of a HST. That makes me feel a little bit old. You're going to watch in the background. I'll chat a little bit later on. No worries, Rex. Of course, big shout out to Rex, fellow content creator. And I would love for him to be an ambassador. But no news yet, is there, Rex? No news. You did your first bit of train spotting on the tube. What bit of the tube? British Rail's greatest triumph being those HSTs, and now we've got plastic Hitachi rubbish. It's a little bit dark though, isn't it? There we go. Ignore it says SCR. It's because I've got a molly installed. You won't see the Hitachi garbage run for 50 years. No. I mean, you'd be surprised. The parts are probably quite cheap. That's probably what killed off the HSTs, the fact that the parts are really expensive. No, we can't spad. That's not a good idea. Why does everyone say she for trains and HST? It would definitely be a man. I don't know. Men like to refer to machinery as women. I don't know why. Like cars. Oh, she sounds good. She sounds good. Because men love machinery and men love women. Well, not all men love women, but you know what I mean. Like my dad don't love women. Anyway, that's a step into my personal life. Anyway, I digress. In fact, my mum don't like men. Anyway, I'm digressing there. Wow. Yeah. Oh my God, Richie didn't spad. I know. I saved the moment. 5 line is probably going to get electrified now. How are you finding HSTs? This is my first little look at the farewell pack, so yeah, pretty decent so far. There's not really, well, there's nothing that's gone wrong, so I can't be negative. I can't be like, oh, it's crap, because I've literally driven it for like 2 minutes. So far, So good. That's the saying, isn't it? Central line at Buckhurst Hill. The IETs are decent. That's the sound of an IET. No, I mean, it's just the seats. I wonder what a period route featuring HSTs would look like. You know, something like the West Coast Main Line Shat route. What, like slightly backdated? Like slightly more backdated than its current form, you mean, like 70s? If you want to see the 5 electrification, check out the RTF trains and trainvations update. Maybe because it took a lot of paint for them to look good. It's the 5 Lou getting electrified. As far as I'm aware, yeah. You know, IET seats are made of metal. That's probably what is so uncomfortable. After a long walk down Euston, I much prefer seeing a 390 than an Evero. You can probably imagine, though, that people were saying the same thing about the HSTs when the steam trains were running the line. I can imagine a lot of people said, "Oh, we don't want any of this diesel crap." And probably in about 20-30 years' time, people will say the same about the IETs when the next thing comes in. You know, hover trains and such. Let's be realistic, in 30 years' time, right, most of the world would have transitioned to electrical power for their trains, and we'll still have Class 150s. I can imagine you, in 2050, there will still be a Class 150, a Northern Class 150 operating, like, here, there, and everywhere. Can you turn on the cab lights? Cab lights are on. How do you get this? This comes out tomorrow. So this is the HST Farewell Pack, an early access look at it. This comes out tomorrow. It's $12.99. Released at 10 AM console for 10 AM for consoles, 6 PM for Steam. That's all that sort of stuff. Next step for the HSTs in this game would be the Valenta HSTs. Look, I'm not too knowledgeable on HSTs. I know of a HST, but I don't know what the difference is between this one and a Valenta, to be honest. Will HSTs go to Scotland late next year? Don't think these ones are going to ScotRail. A backdated HST route dovetail would have got the sounds would get the sounds of a Valenta engine. Class 150 will never die. Never die. Legends never die. Dawn of the battery trains. I wonder how they'd work in Train Sim World. I suppose like any other form of power, I guess. The thing is with for example, in for diesel trains, we don't have fuel stimulated, so I would imagine that battery trains would work the same way. It would probably be a case of they could run to and from, and at each end, it might do like a little animation, but it probably won't do anything. So, for example, like when you refuel freight trains in the American freight train routes, they don't actually fill it up with fuel. It's just an animation. Beautiful. What a wonderful little service. Let's do a couple. Anyway, let's turn that off. Engine only. Engine off. Turn that to tail lights. Put that to locked. Oh, gotta go to the other side halfway. Oh, okay, that's fine. We'll just turn the cab light off in here. Save power. Not like it's going to do anything. These are being retired. Let's carry on going. So at the other side, I think it'll be a different livery, won't it? Possibly. I'm not sure. The Valentas had the scream. Yeah, this is standard this side. Where now? Let's go. Make sure we're going the right way. Because sometimes these things don't like to take the right way. It's doing it fine there. Sometimes you've got to change the point yourself. How you doing, Cologne B? Welcome in. Got 35 people watching. Hope you're all doing absolutely splendid. How would Dovetail get the sounds of an engine that doesn't exist anymore? I'm sure there's reference. It might not be the 100% like best thing, but it'll be better than nothing. Probably why I haven't got it though. Can you do free roam with the barrier coaches? I know you can do. Whether we will do depends on time. Kind of like power switch over from overhead to battery. Yeah, I mean that does do something. It might work, but like what you're saying there is how will they, like if it's a power changeover they can simulate that, but if it's a case of just being battery and like making the batteries die, I would imagine operators wouldn't want that to happen, so they wouldn't let them simulate it. What's better, the Class 166 or the HST? Oh, it's got to be a HST, hasn't it? Valenta is another engine that HSTs used to use. I know they're an engine, but like I don't know the sound difference. Do you have problems on the new 150 sounds? When I play it just pops and makes it unplayable to me. It's really annoying because I absolutely love the 150 but I can't drive it. I've not experienced any popping. The only popping I experienced was when the Riviera line first came onto the PlayStation, but they've fixed that since. If there was another operator in Scotland, there was another operator in Scotland, in fact two. Now there's a question, a ROG 37 and a HST. That's in mind, leave that with me. I don't think the ROG 37 can because the 43 has a knuckle coupler. I believe there's a different coupler in this. Class 222s are replacing HSTs in Scotland and they look absolutely gorgeous as well. 43044 has been refitted with a Valenta engine. The Elenia is soon going to be having a train made by CAF, the Class 897. Yeah, I know about that one. I have seen that one. That's coming in like 28, isn't it? What on earth is a Class 897? It's a new type of train. I don't know what the Class 800 like 89. I'm guessing it's because I think it's tri mode, possibly something like that. I think it's electric diesel and battery, I believe. What's better, an original HST or a modern day HST? I don't know. I've only got experience with modern day ones. Valenta HST is also clagged a hell of a lot. Clag. I'd never known of the term clag before I started doing YouTube. Fun fact. Sounds like a knockoff of the 397. If they're going to miss the ScotRail I'm going to miss the ScotRail HSTs when they go. They're the trains I've seen the most when I've gone train spotting. I would love to have the 7 cities in Trains in the World. I don't think we ever will though, but it would be cool to see them. Hey Richie, as of Trains in World 6, what's your favourite train and locomotive to drive? Probably the Voyager. The Voyager's so versatile and it layers into loads of British routes. I love it. I love the Voyager. Don't like travelling on them, but yeah, I quite like the Voyager. Do you know what? If Voyagers weren't so busy, I'd probably say they're my favourite class of train. Like the Grand Central Voyagers are absolutely gorgeous. They're really, really nice to go on. Just cross-country ones. Not very good. The refurbishment though on the cross-country ones are quite nice. Ah, and we're stopping the engine. There we go. HSTs have had a long run and they will be missed by many. Let's see how you did. Let's get off the train first. Rest in peace, HST. We did good. Nice. Right. So, we're going to do a service next. We have got 39 votes. 56% of you are saying Riviera. That's fine. Let's do it. Let's do some Riviera. Bloody hell. Let's do some Riviera action then. So let's have a look at the different ones we've got then. So we've done 43093. We've got the Welshman. Which one should we do? Should we do 43002? Should we do 43185? Should we do that one? Or should we do the Welshman? Which one? Which one? Because we've already done that one. So let me know your thoughts. Hopefully Dovetail gives us a Scottish route with the 334. You also like the Voyager? The rarest catch for me train spotting at the moment is 196 Chiltern. Was Metro Rivals scrapped because it wasn't going to do as well Trains 116? Oh, I forgot to mention about that. Yeah, rest in peace, Metro Rivals. Rest in peace to Metro Rivals. I'm absolutely gutted. I don't know if we can talk about our experience with Metro Rivals, but we played a demo version when we visited Dovetail Towers, and it was going to be some good fun. So I'm not sure what's gone on there. It's a shame, really. But yeah, rest in peace to Metro Rivals. It will be the year 2100, and the Class 158 Express Sprinter will still be running. Oh yes, they will be. Richie, you would have experienced the Screaming Valentas. You're only 25. The last Valenta engine wasn't replaced until the 2010s. Yeah, but I didn't really live in a HST area. I mean, did cross country HSTs have Valenta engines? Because I might have experienced them, but I would have been too young to notice. But in terms of like long distance HST stuff, I never really went on them. I've only been on a HST. I've been on a Great Western Railway HST, and I went on one into Worcester Foregate Street, and that's the most recent one I went on to. Which version of the Voyager do you prefer the most? 220, 221, or the 222? I wouldn't class the 222 as a Voyager. It's a Meridian. 221 because, like I say, Grand Central. We've got the cross country Voyager and the 170s on the Midland Main Line. Do the new HSTs have train faults? I'm not actually too sure. Did you hear about Metro Rivals development getting stopped? Yeah, Metro Rivals was meant to be the multiplayer train racing game coming from Dovetail, but it's dead for some reason. The 7 City is coming. It's being developed by Skyhook, not confirmed by Dovetail, but is on the 5158 timetable. No, so that is, I think that's just like a naming thing, to be honest. So, like, for example, in some timetables it says a train, but sometimes it like means that it's something else. So, for example, in the Cardiff City Network, if you go to the layer list of this one, which you can also see, you've got that there. Oh, there you go. Have I put 43185 on there? I have, yes, that's fine. So if you go to the layer list of this one, you can see it says things like 231. There you go, 197, 67, 67, 231. So they're there, but that's not a leak. That's just there as like it's operating that kind of service. And if we were to ever get that train, then it'd be easy just to swap it out and replace it. But it doesn't mean it's confirmed. But that's like a thing. Imagine a Greater Anglia Wherry line with a 156 and a 153 in Train Sim World 6. Wait, so the whole plan for Metro Rivals... Yeah, the whole game's got scrapped, unfortunately. Anyway, let's get driving. So, 43002. Oh, it's 21 votes, 38% on 43002, and 33% on 43185. So we'll get to 22 votes, and then we'll do one. We'll do... I mean, I think it's going to be that one, isn't it? Let's just do that one. And then I'll end that poll. And then I'll say which one next. So we do that. So which one next? Would you want to see the 43185. I can't type that. 43185. The Welshman. The Welsh Nan. Okay. Or there you go. We'll have a look at all of them. So let's see what we can do. I think these are all 4-line runs, aren't they? Oh, we can do that. That's fine. We'll do that one. Why not? We'll do that one. On a nice sunny day. Let's get set up. Lock the doors. Let's do that. Look at this. This is cool, isn't it? This is very cool. It's a Kenneth Grange. Nice. One thing I would have liked to have seen, in my honest opinion, is see it carry on through. Like, I don't know whether in real life that these would have all been, like, coloured the same, but imagine this whole consist being in the city colours. I really would have liked to have seen that. Not to be, of course, but that's my one little gripe, is that looks a little bit odd. It might be realistic, but it looks a bit, a little bit odd. I'm guessing as well, they are random on the back, so... yeah. In terms of train faults, I don't know. I'm not actually too sure. 43002, there you go. Nothing else is new. I think there's been a few refinements to things though. Let me get back to the chat. Cool if we've got a cross-country HST for the Riviera line with a timetable set in 2017-2019. Yeah, we've got the stock for it, haven't we? We just need the HST. I think that'd be a great idea. It's whether cross-country would give the license for the HST, though. That's the only issue. Imagine 100 years from now when people visit a railway museum scrambling to get a glimpse of the fabled 150. I know. It's a grim future we've got. Right, I think we're all stoppers on this. Yep, let's go. It goes. Probably going a bit too quick out of it. I know, just perfect. Now that we have a 220 in Train Sim World, could we see a 221? I would imagine it's probably at some point. I don't know if we will, but at some point it makes sense, wouldn't it? The year is 2300 and the Class 170 still lives on. 2300 and there's still ROG 37s. I wish the layer list was a little easier to understand. Some of the bit odd working out what they need. Yeah, I do agree with you there, to be honest. Because there's a few that are like, you need to own this pack, and this pack, and I'm like, well, what's what? Like, unless you know the codes, and sometimes the codes don't even make sense. So I do agree with you. You think a 156 would be good in Train Sim World 6? The one on the 5 circle, we've got a IET there. The one on the 5 circle is greyed out though. Huh. But did the HST show up for you? Weird. No idea. No idea. Doesn't the East Coast Main Line have something similar to Cardiff City Network where they are layers for the 91 Lumo Hull trains in Grand Central? Yes. Yes, exactly that. So they're there as like a placeholder, let's say, if in any case there is those brought in. You love a jolly good Sunday Sunny day, Jordan. Good to hear. What's your opinion on the new FIFA World Cup song? I've not heard it. I will await to see how the GBR trains actually look in real life, but some of the BR liveries are just stunning. Very, very high bar to beat. If you could use the coaches from the Diesel Legends pack, you could make it into a full intercity HST. I can imagine you could probably do that, because you can decouple these power cars. Grand Central HST and Train Small 6. Did Grand Central have HSTs? You'd love a Great Western Railway 143 for the Riviera line and an Exmouth extension as well. On this pack there is a chance to see a toilet see the toilet discharge from the coaches. Yeah, I heard about that. How do you find that out? The toilet discharge, that's absolutely disgusting. What a term. I've just heard something. I've just heard something humming away. I have. I've just heard that. I thought it was a 37 to be honest. Anyway, you can see we've got the Swallow there. I think that's a Swallow. And I think these are the new barrier coaches as well. You can do stuff with them. I don't know if there's any services with them though. You can see you've got the livery there. So there's that livery. So you've got another one there as well. The Hentis just went live as well. The Midland Main Line remastering Train Sim World 6 with the EMT Class 222. I would love to see a Class 222. I really would. Is it just me, or does the engine you choose look like Pip or Emma from the Railway series book? People have said that in my recent Thomas and Friends thingy. Let me have a look. Getting a bit too quick down here. Oh yeah. I see. Looks a little bit cursed like. But yeah, it does. It does. Train sim world and toilets, my goodness, I know, 2 now. Grand Central did initially have HSTs but then got replaced with the 180s. 180s is not a thing I've been on yet. Grand Central don't have HSTs anymore, but I'm pretty sure they did. I wonder once the Richmond extension releases if we'll get the extension to Clapham Junction. Maybe. I mean, considering it's taken him a year to do the Richmond extension, I can imagine if we did get a Clapham Junction extension, it'd probably take another year as well. You're going to leave now, Richie. Thank you for coming in, Zenith. Much appreciated. Have a good rest of your evening. We have just had a new subscriber, so welcome aboard to the new person that's just subscribed. We are, right, very close to 8,000 subscribers, which is pretty darn nuts. Because you've got 8,000, and then you've got 9,000, then you've got 10,000. Like, that's pretty bonkers. Pretty mad to think about. So, yeah, keep up the good work, peeps. You really are showing some fantastic support recently. And, well, from a whole YouTube journey, but yes. For lunch, you had fish with a jacket potato and mushy peas. Fish with a jacket potato and mushy peas. That's a rogue choice. Wouldn't you just have chips? Like, what's wrong with fish and chips and mushy peas? Like, you've kind of like you sort of like was going good with the fish, dropped with the jacket potato, and then kind of slightly went back up again. In fact, no, mushy peas with a jacket potato. I can't get behind. No. Like, I know it's the same concept. It's fish with a potato product and peas. By 2028, the 180s will be gone. No way. Ah, fuming. Right, I'll have to get on a 180 quick, won't I? Personally, I find the Marston Vale 150 quite scenic, but I don't ride it that often. It is true that the EVP 185 sounds for the EMT HSTs were from Armstrong Powerhouse. Is it true? Oh, I don't know whether it's true or not. Couldn't tell you. Like I said, if I'm honest, when it comes to sounds and things like that, I'm the worst person to ask. Sounds, physics. I'm I like trains, not very knowledgeable on them though. That's why I kind of created this channel, to kind of express what I know, what I sort of know, and just sort of. I've mainly did it because I just like trains. I like railways, and I wanted to try and use it as a way to go and see more rails. But also, I have often said this. I sometimes think I might have understepped it a little bit, because I like all forms of transport. I like buses. I like planes. I like all sorts of stuff. So theoretically, that's why sometimes I do things like bus sims and whatever else. Maybe in hindsight, would I have changed my YouTube name to be something a bit more inclusive of different transport types? Possibly. But you know, railways are a big part, and it's something I very much enjoy. So you'll miss the 180s a lot. Yeah, so will I. I've never even been on them. Good evening, Alex. Hope you're doing well. Welcome to the stream. We're currently showcasing the upcoming HST farewell pack. It's cool, that, isn't it? It is cool looking, that. Pretty darn awesome. I like the 253001 on the front as well. Because am I right in saying, is this the one that's in the Railway Museum? It's mad as well seeing this, because like these are actually massive. Like when you go to the York Railway Museum, you are like literally there, and that is the HST. Do you know what I mean? Like it's massive, absolutely huge. It really makes you realise the actual scale of the Train Sim World maps, because in Train Sim World they kind of look small, but they're not. They're absolutely huge. Chips, a British term for cookies, short for the California Highways Patrol, famous for the TV show of the same name. Chips are a British term for fries, as you would call them. Not bad, I'm late, but anyway, how are you? No worries, no. There's no such thing as being late on this channel, because I'm normally late, it's fine. But no, it's I'm good, thank you. How are you doing? The 180 is coming to service in 2001, so they're not that old. Like, what, 25 years old? Not really that old. Like, when you consider that HSTs have been running for how long, as long as they have done. Like, for example, the 323s as well. The 323s have been running since, like, 94. I feel like a good 30 years is a strong performance. You have a photo of yourself being dwarfed by an Atlantic Coast Express at the National Railway Museum. Yeah, that's one of them big ones, isn't it? Bloody massive. Absolutely massive. .1 miles out of Ivy Bridge. Yeah, it's quite cool. It'd be cool if there was like a little nod inside to something. It's got GSMR working, which is good. That shouldn't be there. I think the interior is still the same. I think they are pretty much reskins, I think. I don't know. But, I mean, I don't imagine the individual units had... Did they have interior differences? No idea. You must have mistaken chips with crisps. No, crisps are also potato. So for us, chips are fries, crisps are chips, but we can also then have chocolate chips. Cookies are just cookies, but we also call cookies biscuits. From a train company's point of view, the 180s are extremely unreliable. Oh, okay, fair enough. No idea. Oh dear. Mr. Chips, just keep pressing and guessing. It's Mr. Chips, everybody! Just say what you see. What's Mr. Chips doing? I bloody love catchphrase. None of this new crap with Stephen Mulhern, though. It's got to be the OG stuff, back from like the 80s. Because 80s game shows were fantastic. In fact, all game shows were better than what they are nowadays. I've been watching loads of clips recently of Family Feud, which is obviously the American version of Family Fortunes, which used to be hosted by, is it Vernon Kay? You sneezed, bless you. Yeah, my goodness, apologies. I sneezed everywhere. You've never been to the National Railway Museum. It's something I would highly recommend if you... In fact, I'd say as a train enthusiast, but even if you're not, like, the Railway Museum is probably one of the best attractions in the UK. It's also free entry. It's a great day. And also, York is a great day out. So it's a good couple of hours. I would highly recommend it. Meanwhile, the Bakerloo line soldiers on. It apparently won't get new trains for another 10 years. I'm not surprised. Don't fix what's not broken. The 166s, 323s and the 465s are all the same age as you. The 180s should go to a different operator when they are withdrawn from Grand Central. They probably will do. Someone will buy them. Probably ScotRail. Probably Northern. Northern will probably bloody buy them, wouldn't they? They seem to buy everyone's old crap. There you go. Oh, there's announcements. Speaking of the tube, there's going to be a 1938 stock on the Piccadilly line at the start of May. Nice. What do you think will be released next from the April roadmap? I think it'll be one of the West Coast mainline routes. I reckon we got to remember what's been on the roadmap for the longest. So I feel like it'll be either Crewe Preston, because that was the first West Coast mainline route to get there, and also you got to bear in mind that the last time Just Trains released something was November. The last time All the Board released something was January. So if you take that into consideration... Oh, there you go.
This is a Great Western Railway service to Cardiff Central.
Oh, we're not going to die. But I think the other thing that's going to be releasing soon, if I'm honest, is Tadami. I reckon Tadami's not too far away. Oh, I almost added some random person as a moderator there. Megasim has been there. Megasim has been... I've got a story about Megasim actually, which is quite funny. I met him in a car park once. Anyway. The Chase. What a show. Have you heard about The Chase? Have you heard that it's been temporarily cancelled? Or taken off the air or whatever it is? Like that, as in like they've stopped filming new episodes. They're still releasing new episodes that they've filmed because they're like releasing like 6 months in advance. But they've put it on pause for now. I'm not sure why. I think something to do with Bradley Walsh. But yeah. A sad day for The Chase. Bloody love The Chase. There's a trend going around about The Chase at the minute. That thingy had something on it then. I want to check that out. The Clay Place. Oh, there you go. Mr. Fry's indeed. Northern having 180s. They didn't got replaced by the they got replaced by the 150s. No, they'd get the 180s, right? And they'd pull across country. They'd get a 180, sign a route as a 180. It will have a malfunction, quotation marks, and then they'll replace it with a 2-car 150. East Coast Main on top, do the toilets work? They don't work in the Medway Valley sort of sense, but they work, apparently you see discharge, as someone put it earlier. It's got to be West Coast Mainline Crewe Preston. I think it is going to be Crewe Preston. Like I said, I don't know, and don't be saying in the forums, oh, RichyRail leaked this. No. I am theorising that it could be that, and then I reckon after that, I think we'll see Tadami. I think we'll definitely see Tadami and Crewe Preston before the end of May, I think. Yeah, it's been put on hiatus. You're hoping for an Edward and Henry for the next DLC for Wonders of Sodor. Triple Twos are being withdrawn from AMR and they're going to Lumo in Scotland. How you doing, Trainaholic? Hope you're doing well. Bradley's son is rumoured to take over. Oh my goodness gracious me, I didn't realise his son was old enough to be doing the chase. Did I ever watch Doctor Who? No, I've seen clips of Doctor Who. I used to watch it when David Tennant was the Doctor. And then I watched a little bit when Matt Smith was the Doctor. And then I didn't watch anything after that. I've watched clips. I had a friend in school. Not spoke to him for like 10 years. But he was a massive Doctor Who nerd. And he always used to do the... it was a bit weird actually. But in school, he used to... I'm talking when we were like 9 years old. He used to do the... what are the name of the aliens that zip their foreheads and then they turn out to be like these little fat things? What are they called now? I think they start with like a G or something. Oh, what are they called? I can't for the life of me remember, but you'll know what I'm on about. But he used to like do the zip thing with your forehead. Bit weird, but sure. Is that what they call it now? Toilets working in the Medway Valley way? Yeah, that's what I'm saying, because they only work in Medway Valley. Mr. 150s on Northern if 180s replace them. I mean, it wouldn't make sense for a 150 to replace one 180, because like 150 do not-only services, and I don't ever see a 180 doing a not-only service. Might be a new livery for the 802. What, the GBR? Oh, maybe. Who knows? That's quite a quick one to turn over, I suppose. Will you do a dispatching on SimRail? Bedzin is a good box if you know how to work relay panels. SimRail's a funny one. I want to get into SimRail and play it more often, but for some reason it absolutely tanks the performance of my of my PC, and I don't have an Xbox for the console version. So unfortunately, I kind of struggle with that because I've picked up the Lost Junction DLC and I haven't been able to play it. No, not gremlins. No, not Daleks either. They were like these things, and they had big eyes, and they had little pot bellies. I can't, for the life of me, remember what they were called. Hold on, I'll find out. Let me. Doctor Who, aliens. Sliverine. That's it. A Sliverine. I don't know where I got G from. Medway Valley works so well, by the way. Totally blew me away. Very high quality. I'm not sure what your performance issues are about. My SimRail runs flawlessly. Can you let me know what your settings are and your like specs and stuff? Because I think I need to mess around with settings, because it just doesn't perform well at all. I've picked up Lodge Junction and it just won't load, so I gave up with it. I've still got it because I like the game, but it's just really difficult. There might be a setting I've got wrong. I tell you what I did watch Doctor Who wise. What was that one? That was on CBBC? Was it? It was the woman. I can't remember what her name was now, but the actor passed away, and they had to finish off the series somehow. You're gonna head off now. Hope you all are well. Great stream as always. Thank you very much for coming in, Sonic Hero. Much appreciate it, and have a good rest of your evening. This is a gorgeous line, this, isn't it? This is quite gorgeous. What I quite like with Train Sim World is how the routes change with the seasons, and obviously I always just shove it in whatever the day is. And I've not played it in April, and this is looking really nice and spring and very vibrant. I like it. Lots of HSTs have been sent abroad. There's a joke in that somewhere. Sarah Jane, yeah, Sarah Jane Adventures, that's it. I think the actor were called like Elizabeth something. I like the car she drove. I think that well funky. I used to love CBBC after school. Not really related to the HSTs, but what UK loco from the East Coast mainline do you want? When you see UK loco from the East Coast mainline, do you mean things like Hull trains, Lumo, things like that? I personally would like to see a 91. I think that City 225 would be absolutely fantastic, to be honest. I think it'd be brilliant. I don't know why it's not there. It's such an iconic piece of railway infrastructure, and we've got things like the ICE1, and they're very similar to that. I would love to see it, I really would. Having been on an Intercity 225 many times, they are bloody fantastic. You haven't changed any settings in SimRail to do with graphics. All they have changed is settings to do with simulation. I think the 91's a given, to be honest. I remember when the East Coast mainline first released, right, back in 2023, and they had they used to put. Do you lot remember on the roadmap they used to put like the UK loco, but then they'd put on the thing like a code, so the code would, like, if you was to decipher the code, it would actually be like, it was like UK Steam period. Like OG Train Sim World players will know what I'm on about. They had a UK loco that was, I think, electric, and it was on the roadmap for ages after the East Coast mainline route came out, and a lot of people were saying, is that a 91? I can't remember what it turned out to be, but it obviously wasn't. Would this pack layer onto Cardiff AI HSTs? Yes, you can actually play some of them, because there is a few depot moves, but you can play them, yeah. I think a Virgin Trains 91 in Train Sim World 6 would be cool. Have you ever visited the US? If so, what do you think of it? Yeah, Ryan, I went to New York back in 2015. I loved it. Would love to go again. We almost did, but we are going to America in 3 weeks' time. Less than 3 weeks' time, actually. I won't say where in America we're going, but we're going somewhere. It'll be Shan's first time in the States, and she loves America. She can't wait. But yeah, Jack, going back to your question about the HSTs, you will definitely see them. Oh, you will definitely see them at Cardiff. You see them on Birmingham Cross City as well. You'll also see them on Edinburgh Glasgow. An East Coast mainline timetable pack would be good, with Lumo, Hull trains, reskins, but Hitachis and a new timetable. Am I right in saying, I can't quite remember, am I right in saying that this GBR 802, is that coming to East Coast mainline? And thus, is that getting a new timetable? I don't know. Train Bunny. I play Train Sim World 6 on Xbox One, and I'm considering getting an Xbox Series X. What UK stuff should I buy, as it like what's on the roadmap and what's out? So I'm not very good when it comes to Xbox. Is Xbox Series X the Gen 9 one that is actually Gen 9, or is it the Gen 9 that is it the Gen 9 that is basically a Gen 8 but with a Gen 9 title? This is very, 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 very wordy. But basically, the Series S, which is like a Gen 8.5. And then I can obviously carry on with your question. Going into Totnes quickly. Bloody hell. The new LNER livery is great. I love, yeah, the maroon colour looks gorgeous. It really does. Series X is Gen 9. Okay, so obviously UK stuff, Riviera. It depends. What are you interested in? This is the thing with Train Sim World. The beauty of Train Sim World is that, as we've got one of these things coming back the way. The beauty with Train Sim World is that there is different types of routes for different types of like rail enthusiasts. So do you like high speed? Do you like commuter? Do you like steam? Do you like backdated routes? Do you like modern routes? What's your... Do you already own some routes on the Xbox One? If so, what? And yeah, that's my question. This is the thing as well, for those that are new to the channel, a lot of people that come into the channel think that I'm just like very, very positive about the game when I do my reviews, but more I'm like, if you like X, you'll like Y, because there is like no two DLCs are the exact same. They're similar, but not the exact same. All of the above. So, what UK routes do you already own? That's the next question. Or is there any that you've got your eye on, and I can give you my honest opinion? You've got East Coast Main Line, Great Western, West Coast Main Line. West Coast Main Line, which one, sorry? Is that South or Birmingham Crew? I'd say anything West Coast Main Line. I love West Coast Main Line action. I think it's brilliant. You've got South and Preston to Carlisle. I think you should get Birmingham Crew as well. You might as well get all the collection of West Coast Main Line stuff, honestly. I think Birmingham Crew is such a slept-on route. I think it's fantastic, in my opinion. Many adventure opportunities to take little old Thomas on. You've got Cardiff City. Is that Cardiff City one you've got or one you're looking at? Cardiff City is good. I would get it on a sale. I think it's good at like... If it were a go to... Oh, okay, yeah. So Cardiff City is a good route. I think it's quite fun. But that's because I like DMUs and diesel commuter routes. But is it worth full route price? Probably not. I think Birmingham Crew is definitely worth it because you've got... Like, if you've got the Riviera line, there's a lot of stock that comes from that. I'm trying to think of another good one. Another good one, Midland Main Line. That's a really good route. That route's, like, not talked about enough. You plan to get the 805 Class 90 in the Birmingham Crew and Cardiff City. I have... Cardiff City, I have in West Somerset Railway, I have. Oh, Cardiff City, you've got West Somerset Railway, you've got Birmingham Crew's definitely up there, and the 805 to complement it, yes. Class 90, wait for a sale, in my honest opinion. I think the 90 is a good, in my opinion, as time's gone on, the 90 is a good idea. Not fully executed the best. You like the Cardiff City network. It's not a bad route, it's just short. I really like the route, but I think if I was to... I don't know. It could be longer in places, in my opinion. The only problem with Xbox is that we get the worst sales and they rarely happen. Yeah, that's why you just get a PlayStation. Cardiff City route along with a full deluxe pack of Train Sim 16. Of course, as well, there is the special edition as well. That's usually good value for money. I want to complete the West Coast Main Line. I only have West Coast Main Line South and Spirit of Steam. London to Liverpool to Crewe. I am thinking of picking up Birmingham Cross City with the Class 170 pack as they're both on sale on PlayStation. Yeah, that's... are they still on sale, are they, Joshua? Yeah, they're... Birmingham Cross City will always be a solid favourite of mine. As, for my honest opinion, Birmingham Cross City was a make or break moment for me for Train Sim World. Because I was enjoying Train Sim World up until that point, and I was constantly saying I want to see the Birmingham route because I'm from the Birmingham Cross City line. I grew up next to Chester Road, and when that route released with like Birmingham New Street and whatever else, that was my solidification into loving Train Sim World as much as I do, because it was familiarity and it gave me a really nice sense of familiarity as well. And there was just something cool about being able to live something I have travelled on numerous times. And that's probably why I like Birmingham Crew so much as well, because the Birmingham to Wolverhampton section specifically, I've travelled on countless times. It's like, for example, now that I live in Yorkshire, to see like something in West, like a line through West Yorkshire, like a Wakefield lines or Leeds to Doncaster or something like that, would be really, really cool to see, because I commute on that line. Do you think you could list all the layer add-ons for Riviera? Layer add-ons? No, because there's all manner of different diesel trains that come in as well that I get confused by. You've obviously got the Voyager, that's technically a layer. You've got Great Western Railways class 166 and HST. You've now got the HST Farewell Pack stuff. And then you've also got the likes of the Flying Scotsman. You've got the Class 40. You've got the 47. All sorts of stuff. Also, for some reason, the Western Western Railway has the 220 layer. Yes, because if you actually go down to the southern end of the route, you can see that there's actually I think it's at that point it's still the South Devon main line, and you can see HSTs and stuff on there. When we did the Western Western Railway not too long ago, actually, in the Wheel's Choice, I found a service that has 2 Scotsmans on it, which I found quite funny. The reason I don't have a PS5 is because my Xbox was only 50 quid and I'm not allowed to get a PS5. Fair enough, yeah, I get the costs. I get the cost situation. For the Midland Main Line, a timetable update to add the cross-country stop would be brilliant. Yeah, but I think even as it is now, I think it's a class route, I really do. Cross City is a great route, but isn't one I play often. Yeah, it is one of them. It's good to do one service on situations, because it's a long route. It's a good hour, hour and a half end to end. But that's the beauty of the Cross City. But I just love it. I really do. Like I say, I grew up next to Chester Road Station. I used to travel a lot between Chester Road and Birmingham New Street. I travel a lot between Birmingham New Street and Bromsgrove, and then on to Worcester. In my uni days, it's just such a familiar route to me. And still to this day, I travel past Lichfield Trent Valley almost like once every couple of months. You want to get Birmingham Cross City, just see the Cadbury World in the route. Yeah, Cadbury World is not shown that great, but you can collect chocolate bars on Birmingham Cross City, which is quite cool. If I had to choose one route, in my opinion, I would do the Riviera line in either the cross-country Class 220 or the Class 802, and I did a cosy snowy night route with the 802, and it was calm and amazing. Bradley Walsh brought out a CD in 2016. Yeah, I heard they joke about that on the Chase, don't they? They also mock each other's books and stuff. Maybe I'll do Semmering because I just love the mountain railways, so maybe that instead of the Riviera. Yeah, Semmering a funny one, because I've got the Semmering on the PlayStation, and it's not one I'd go back to in a... Whoa, Voyager! It's not one I'd go back to quickly. It's not my favourite. Is Locomotion Services Limited Depot in Birmingham to Crew or not? Locomotion LSL? No. I think it's there, but there's no trains in it, because it's further north. It's quite far north of Crew Station, and Crew Station's quite busy anyway. And all aboard did say, like, look, to be able to do that, you've then got to build another 2 miles worth of route that you wouldn't actually go past. You'd only see it as like AI. Flying Scotsman on the Riviera line in the snow has got to be the most stressful thing you can do. I mean, I can't even do Scotsman in the best of times. Cross Country 220 is also on sale on PlayStation, so maybe I could pick that up. Oh, yeah, 100% get the Voyager. Because it layers into, at the minute, like 6 routes. Remind me, when we go into the main menu, I'll show you what the Voyager layers into. But it's in a lot of stuff, and it's only been out 6 months. A bit longer than that, but it's been out a fair whack of time. Right, we are not too far away from Newton Abbot. Newton Abbot. A couple of flyby sort of things. Oh, well, look at that! Hey, nice! 2 HSTs. Beautiful. Is that a special livery on it? I think that is! Ah, no, it's not. I got excited then. The LSL depot is in Brum Crew, I think, just before the station. I think LSL is just north of it, if I'm right in saying. Do you like the Siemens Taurus loco? Is that the Siemens Taurus, if I'm right in saying, is that the 1116 or the 182? That's the one with the little singy thing, isn't it? HST remodels look great, honestly. Yeah, they look nice, don't they? They do look nice. That's a cool shot there. This is where we converge with the bit that goes down to what's it? Paynton. Does the farewell pack have separate timetables, or it just liveries? I believe it's just liveries, but it has its own. It has like 6 scenarios. It's a difficult one for this because I feel like $12.99 is a little bit steep for this, but I can also see why it's priced at that, because you actually do get a fair whack of stuff. Like a reskin is not quick to do. I own a Flying Scotsman and it doesn't show up on Riviera. It's one of them funny ones where it's got a combination of all sorts of crap. So it's I think it's got like West Coast mainline Preston Carlisle dependencies in it. I think it's got like other stuff as well. Yeah, the 1116 and 182. Yeah, I thought so. You do like the Taurus just because it sings. Is that 166 coming in over there? Is it just me or not? But the Class 40 from the East Coast Mainline Diesel Rail Tour pack, I can't change the headlamp discs. I'm not surprised if you can't, to be honest. Cool.
This is Newton Abbot.
Newton Abbot.
Great Western Railway Service.
Newton Abbot. Where's that 166?
Bristol Temple, Lawrence Hill, Stapleton Road, Filton Abbey Wood, Patchway, 7 Tunnel Junction, Newport, and Cardiff Central.
7 Tunnel Junction, is that actually a name of a... Is 7 Tunnel Junction a station, or is that a bug? Surely that's not a name of a station, 7 Tunnel Junction. I'm curious now. I believe the Thameslink 700 is the best value add-on with 7 scenarios and 80 services. Out of the box, yeah, probably. But then you've got to think of layer capabilities. If you're buying it just for the one route, then I kind of get it, but is Kenneth Grange in this pack? Yep, it is. We're driving it. I'll show you in a second. Ah, it's changed. Bloody hell's sake. Bloody hell's sake. Yeah, look. Sir Kenneth Grange. Let me get the outside. There you go, look. Sir Kenneth Grange. Will the 166 ever go? Seven Tunnel Junction is actually a station. I never knew that. What a funky sounding station. Isn't the ACS 64 also related to the 1116 and 182s? No idea. I know that the New Jersey Transit stock, I think they're related to the 101s and the 145s and stuff like that, I think. Right, up to 90. Let's go. This is the gorgeous bit now, look. This is the good bit. Beautiful. Bloody beautiful. Here's a fun thing I do. Hit me with it. Go on. In my opinion, my perfect route for me would be East Coast Mainline 2019, right after the LNER came in because you get the HST 225s and the Azumas. Yeah, that would be quite cool, to be fair. Whenever I get a new train DLC, I just go in blind and try to start it and drive it with no knowledge. Yeah, that's what I try and do, and in most cases it works. Unless it's an expert loco, and ain't a chance in the world I'm doing that. It's gone dark in here. I probably ought to close my curtains and such, but I'll do that in a bit. When are you thinking of playing Roblox, and what train game will you play next on Roblox? Whatever next gets an update, that's when I normally play a Roblox game. Got one. It's, that to me had an interesting livery on it. I'll check that out. That's standard. I thought, I don't know why, it looked like it had the Riviera Trains one from the Transport for Wales pack. Does anyone know if it's possible to make AI trains use the same custom livery that I am using from the Curators Club? Possibly, I don't know, Starchild. I'm not sure. I'm absolutely useless when it comes to the Curators Club. I personally don't like it. You think the New Jersey Transit stock is related to track series? Yeah, so the 145, 146, 147, not the 101. Yeah, okay. I knew it was something like that. I'm back. How has the pack gone? Yeah, pretty good, to be honest. No complaints. There's nothing bugged about it. I don't think it's bad at all. I personally, it's a scenario pack at the end of the day, isn't it? That's the whole point of it. So, you know, in terms of gameplay, it definitely adds variation. I'll give it that. It adds variation for sure. And then, of course, you've got the likes of the scenarios. The scenarios are cool. I can rate them. They're pretty decent. So it's up to you. This is where people are going to say, "Oh, you're a shill. You're saying that everything's good." It's good if you like scenario packs, you like the HST, you like a bit of history, and you like a bit of variation. There you go. Would I have got this on day one? Personally, probably not, because I'm not fussed about scenarios. It's cool to play it, don't get me wrong, because we've got an IET going past. But would I have got a bit of fear of missing out? Probably. So for me, yeah, it's decent. 7 Tunnel Junction is the second last. It's the second to last or the first stop in Wales, depending on the direction. Oh, okay. So far, every train I have started with no knowledge to start with, I have succeeded every train for now. Okay, try an expert 101 and then come back to me. 180 is in British Railways. The updated Leeton. Yeah. I did showcase the updates for that. I mean, like a major update. History of the UK trains, rocket, lots of companies going by grouping localisation. Bye steam, hello diesel, bye diesel, hello electric, speed, privatisation, lots of new boring stuff, nationalisation again. Yeah. The joys of the governments make like changing their minds all the time. You have no idea why, but whenever I load into East Coast Mainline at Doncaster, my game just crashes. What console, what platform are you on? My next question will be, if you're on a PS4 or something, have you got Creators Club liveries installed? That's that's a really big performance eater, is that one, and I'm not sure why. But Creators Club liveries are a menace. Xbox One S. Xbox One S. This is where I get confused now. So the Xbox One S, is that the Series S, or is that Gen 8? Oh, I don't know. Good evening, Apple Twig. Just wondering, before I spend my money on it, has the train or cab been reworked in any way? Not from what I can see, in my honest opinion. No, I don't know. I don't think it has been. It does have announcements, but I think that got updated as part of Great Western Express. In all honesty, I think they are just reskins, but I don't know. I won't be doing the 375 tonight, unfortunately. We are just having a look at the HST pack tonight. I'd also try to zoom out your map and remove the map labels. You always try to avoid liveries on the PS4 to stop any crashes. You're on Gen 8. I'm trying to think what else could be causing havoc. Don't know. Not sure why Doncaster's having memory issues. Very weird. Not sure why. Here's the fare. Love this little go-kart track. I think that's brilliant, eh? Whee! It would have been cool to see like kids going down here and stuff. That would have been brilliant. This is cool as well. A little caboose thing. Well, it's gone very dark in here, so whilst we speed up to 80, I'm going to turn me thingy. see what's going on now. You've got a 745 in BR. It feels like you're going faster than 100 mile an hour when you're driving. Probably because of all the statics at Doncaster Works. Possibly, yeah. Have a little look at your layer list, maybe. Maybe turn off some layers that are static. You need a better Xbox. You just need a better console. You need a PlayStation. Which Gen 10 console will you pick up? Either the Gen 10 Xbox or PS6? PS6. 100% will get a PS6. Never noticed the go-kart track. It would have been cool to see go-karts going around it. There's a vehicle you can spawn in with God mode, and if you glitch through the barrier, you can go kart riding. Ooh, okay. I might have to install God mode just for that. That'd be funny. Yeah, another one, just to follow on what Rex said there. Another good one. Bloody hell. The water textures look a bit interesting from that angle, don't they? Like, it looked nice from above, but they look a bit strange. Anyway. Do they look weird to you? Or is that just me? Could just be me. What was I going to say? I can't quite remember now. It's gone. Completely gone. Rex once said turn off the layers in the settings. Yeah, sorry, going back to what Rex said. I would rebuild your database. That's another good thing to do as well. If you've uninstalled and reinstalled loads of DLC, try doing that. Restoring licenses is also a good one as well. Very weird, but we'll roll with it. Yeah, it's interesting. Touchy. They do look nice in that livery. I will give them that. There is a cool scenario, by the way, on the Great Western Express with the Farewell Pack, which brings in the Elizabeth line. Fun fact. I'll leave that there. I'll let you go and discover that. So yeah, overall, I think it's pretty decent. I've got no complaints about it. I don't think it's a bad DLC at all. It is. There's no two ways about it. It's a scenario pack. It's not a Loco DLC. It's a scenario pack. And you need, in order to get the most out of the gameplay, you need to have. You realistically need Riviera and Great Western Express. Will you do some more CBM videos? Yeah, again, with the Transport Fever 2 post I put the other day, that's one I need to stream, because it's really difficult to make a video out of that. I won't lie, I've not touched it since the first look. I do need to play it more often. There's so many games on the horizon that I do need to spend some time looking at different things. I know you said you really want to stay vanilla, but you should really pick up the Riviera line enhancement pack. Fixes the wave textures along with other things. They used to look alright, to be fair. I don't know what's gone on. Yeah, I mean, I like mods. I'm more like the mod trains and the timetables. Enhancement packs, sound packs, stuff like that. Really not asked about at all. I'm back. Well, I'm still here, but my whole time you was connected on your TV, just disconnected on your phone. Well, no worries, Alex. Hello on your phone. The RETs do look good in the Great Western Railway livery. In my honest opinion, they look the best in the Trans-Pennine Express livery. You're back. When I was coming back upstairs, my bread fell on the stairs, and I was like, my bread. That's comment of the day, peeps. I can imagine you walked up the stairs and gone, oh no, my bread. Have you ever visited the Severn Valley Railway? Yes, I went to the Severn Valley Railway back in last April, actually, for a little. There's a really big railway enthusiast group on TikTok. and they do like TikTok meetups. They've done a few down south that I've not been able to get to, but the last one they did relatively close to me was the Severn Valley, which was quite nice. TP802 livery is fantastic. It's nice. It's a nice livery. I also went to the Severn Valley Railway in 2015 or 16 on a chartered service as part of a wedding, which was very cool. Hull Trains livery is a great fit too as well for the IETs. I don't know how I feel about them. I won't lie. I'm not too sure how I feel about them. Lumo livery looks nice, but it's because it's all blue. Can't go wrong with all blue. You once bought a model railway for 40 quid, and the other one had a damaged buffer and it cost 45. We need a Eurostar and Train Sim World. We don't need a Eurostar and Train Sim World. You're saying you want that, but the moment it will come out, you'll be like, this is really boring. I got 150 there, and we've just had a new subscriber as well, so we're at 7.91k, which means that we are 90 subscribers away from 8,000, which is pretty darn nuts. Off to the Royal Free Hospital for my finger. They may have to do surgery on it too, which is out of place. If not, I'll be going to West Hampstead. Ugh, goodness gracious me. You'll be going to West Hampstead Thameslink to treat yourself for some train spotting. I suppose there's a bonus to that. The thing about your finger really freaks me out. I had a blood test earlier, peeps. Oh yeah, this is a story for you. I had a blood test earlier, and anyone who knows me well knows I'm not going to sugarcoat this either. I'm a little bitch when it comes to blood. I don't like blood at all. And the woman was talking to me. She was like, "Oh, you know, what you got planned today?" You know, trying to keep my mind off it because that's what a lot of people don't like having them done. She was all like, "Oh, you know, what are you working? Are you doing this? Blah 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 blah." Or, you know, chatting, and then she went dead silent, and then all I felt was the needle, and then like, do you know when like you fill up a cup of water? It sounded like that, and it made me feel so sick. I can't. It actually makes me gip proper. I hate the thought of blood. I didn't go for the tunnel in a Eurostar. It'd be cool. Not fun in Train Sim World though. The Lumo Blue on the 222s will look ace. Yeah. They will look cool. The Class 40 bought for 40 quid. Have you ever visited the West Somerset? No, I haven't been to West Somerset before. Is that owed to my my blood test thing? Yeah, don't worry about it. Personal. Well, it's not I can tell you. I've got an issue with my hands where they go cold really like it's hold on, bear with me a second. It's warm outside, and my hands sometimes, especially my right hand when I'm working because I'm using a mouse, it will go like stone cold. The rest of my body will be fine, but it will just go stone cold. It's really weird, and I've had it for around about 18 months now. They initially thought it was Raynaud's or something like that. There was also some other things they thought it were, but they've just done a blood test for. It's kind of like an ongoing thing, and I kind of want to get to the bottom of it. But they've tested all sorts of stuff today, like vitamin D and thyroid and this and God knows what else. So hopefully I'm not going to perish anytime soon. But yeah, it's just a bit weird. But I've got really dry hands as well with it. It's not nice. It's quite painful. Someone even balk at the sight of blood. I have to look away. I had to look away. It's not nice. Even reminiscing about it now is not nice. But one way to get your mind off it is when you drive home from the doctor's, your car dies. So I had a blood test which wasn't nice, and then my car suddenly died. Cause I left the doctor's. This is how funny this is, Pete. This is how ironic and tragic my life can be sometimes, right? I left the doctor's. It's on about a 5-minute drive to my doctor's back home, and it's just quicker to drive. Because I could walk to it, it's fine, but I had work, so just to save a bit of time, I drove around. So I went. I went to the doctor's, absolutely fine. On the way back from the doctor's, I was going over some speed bumps, and it came up with an ABS issue, and then like my steering wouldn't move, and I was like, "Oh god, here we go." And then basically, my estate, there's a really tight corner, and my steering wasn't working. It was working, but it was like it felt like I was driving a '60s car. So I thought, "There's no way I'm going to get this around that corner." So I pulled over. And sometimes, because, do you know, like tech logic, where if you turn it off and on again, it fixes it? Sometimes with my car, if I turn the engine off and then back on again, usually fine. Turn the engine off, went to turn it back on, nothing. Dead. Completely dead. The irony of this is that the bottom, I was pulled over just before I turned into my estate. So I was probably about half a kilometre away from home, and my car just conked out and died. Thankfully, I gave it 5 minutes. I took a breather because I was panicking. I took a breather. I started the engine up again, and it started going. It still had the steering issue, but I thought, "Jump bugger it, I'm just going to yeet it around the corner. It's fine." And then I've not touched it now. But yeah. That was thankfully it was only around the corner, but yeah, good way to take your mind off it. Anyway, well, let's do some Great Western Express because I've been waffling quite a bit there. So let me Great Western Express. So there's a couple of scenarios for it on here. Back in blue, open day. I think that's quite a cool service. Is that one? There's that one, and there's also I know it's that one. So when you drive in, you'll see like. Elizabeth Line's stock and stuff, which is quite cool. But we're gonna just do a standard timetable because we can, and it give us that one. So we'll do that one. We'll do that one because that's what people wanted to see. So we will do that one. Why not? And we'll do a straight through run because we can. We'll go from Bristol Temple Meads as well. Go in the morning. My mum wanted to be a nurse, but she hates blood. Yeah, that's usually a bit of an issue. Battery issue. I think it's a sensor issue, to be honest. I hope Lumo do eventually come to the game at like their liveries. They're actually nice on the A23 and the 222s. Right, let's carry on going, shall we? Do that. Unlock the doors. Cool. And this is the Intercity one. This looks nice. Again, a little gripe. It'd be cool to see the rest of the train in this livery. It really would. I think it'd be so nice. Turn that back on again as well. On the way back from college, a car crashed into our bus, and a couple of miles down the road, the fan belt flew off. The poor Punto sounds like it's on its way out. I mean, the Punto now is 19 years old, which, in terms of little hatchbacks, is actually quite old. So what's a shame with my Punto is that in terms of its mileage, it's actually not that done that many. I think I've got 75,000 miles on my clock, and I've done most of those miles. When I got the car, it had about 35,000. So in the 5 years I've had it, I've done about, well, I say about 30 to 40,000 miles on it, something like that. So, you know, naturally, after doing that much mileage, it is going to start getting some problems with it. This is why I don't drive, not because of being broke down, because of your disability. People were questioning why the GBR 802 is going to be less pricey than the HST pack, even though they are the same thing. I think the HST pack comes with more content. I think it does. The HST pack also comes with different liveries, and although the interior isn't different between the different variants, I mean, there might be subtle differences, I don't know. There is, of course, 5 different liveries, and the liveries need to be made. So, yeah. Like, I know people say, oh, you can get them on Creators Club for free, but how long does it take you to make a livery? It's not quick. It can probably to make a good livery, it probably takes you a good couple of hours. And then you've got to think of licensing as well. This is all licensed. There's costs with that. And then there's do you know what, unfortunately, the big cost of a lot of DLC is the distribution costs. To actually put this stuff onto Steam and onto PlayStation stuff, there's a cost with that, you know. There's a guy I watch online on TikTok, and he kind of breaks down. He doesn't do it for Train Sim All stuff, but he breaks down like the general cost of like coffees and like Mackies and stuff like that. And it's like X amount goes to tax, X amount goes to wages, X amount goes to bills, and it's like it's kind of mad how much it all adds up. You think you get a DLC. Let's say you've got a £30 DLC, right? At least, I think from what I heard, a good third of that price of that, so £10 of your £30 DLC goes to PlayStation, Microsoft, and Steam to upload the thing. You've then got the development cost of it. You've then got the licensing cost, and then you've got the wages, you've got the bills, you've got things like post-release dev work. They need to factor that in. There's so many different costs that when it gets to the point that the profit margin they're probably making is not that much. People will see things online, and I've seen before people have found like Dovetail's earnings, because you probably can through like Company's House or something, and the turnover, it will say like they've turned over like X amount of million quid, which is a lot. Don't get me wrong. Well, you know what, it's not. a million quid for a gaming company is not actually that much. I won't go into details of how I know that, because it's nothing to do with it's to do with my own job. But like a million quid, like there's different business terms. There's like revenue, which is just how much you earn, and then there's turnover. Not like an Apple turnover. Turnover is in like you've got like how much. Hold on, Rex will correct me on this. You've obviously got your profit, which is, I believe, your revenue minus your turnover. So there's so many different factors in it. And even if their profit was $1 million, it's got to do something. But I don't imagine their profit margins are that high. I mean, it must not be if they've not got the free like the resourcing free to make Metro Rivals. Then yeah, I can vaguely remember them with GNER. Coaches from West Coast Mainland, Preston and Carlisle could work with that power car. Yeah, they could. There'll probably be someone that'll make that. 40k miles is quite a lot for a car. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I have had the car for 5 years now. It's probably a little bit less than that, to be fair. It was somewhere between 35 and 40,000 miles, and now I've got 75,000 miles on the clock. So I've definitely put 30,000 miles on it, but I don't know if I've done more than that. What has changed after I took a shower? We are now on the Great Western Express. You'll be picking this up tomorrow. Nice one. Yeah, for a business, $1 million is, you know what, $1 million isn't actually that much. Let's say, for example, right, so you've got costs, right? So let's say, obviously as well, with it being a company based down south, you've got south prices. The average salary is probably somewhere between £25,000 and £30,000 a year. I mean, what's the minimum wage nowadays? Right, hold on. I'm on salary, so I always forget the minimum wage. It's £12.71. So let's say, right, that it's 13 quid an hour, and they work a standard. I think full time is, let's just say 40 hours, because that might include breaks, right? So that's that. And you times that by 52. That's so minimum wage, right? It's bloody mad that actually. Minimum wage before tax is 27k. So let's say, on average, that every single person is getting minimum wage. So let's say that they're getting minimum wage. Let's say 27,500, right? And that's one member of staff. Now I don't know how many members of staff there are at Dovetail, but let's say, as well, bear in mind as well that there's actually to have like technical people working is probably higher than that. So we'll just say 27,000 for now. I think there may be like around about 100 staff at Dovetail, possibly. So if we do that, 100 staff, just the staff alone, if there's 100 members of staff and they're on an average of 27.5 grand a year, right, is £2.75 million. Let that sink in. Let that sink in. This is just all basic maths, right? And I have no idea whether this is right. But just from a wage point of view, if it's a 100 person team, it's probably not that high. £2.75 million. And you're going to whinge at a £1.5 million profit margin. That is just wages. That doesn't count bills. It doesn't count your distribution costs. It doesn't count any of that. Third-party companies, yep, there's that as well. The gross profit, net profit, revenue, VAT to calculate margins of safety. Yeah, you've even got things like public liability insurance and all that sort of stuff. There's so many factors. Be right back. Your door just knocked. Nice. You've got to remember the company has to pay their own pay their own staff as well as third-party companies. Yep, exactly. Yep. That's why starting out small business is very difficult. After this, you could show me all the routes the 220 layers onto. Yeah, that's fine. But that's just kind of blowing my mind at the fact that if you have 100 members of staff in a team, it probably isn't that much. I'm probably overestimating with that. But, you know, you've got community managers, you've got developers, you've got Lord knows how many, like, and then you've got, like, the building lease. Like, they won't own the building, they'll lease that out from, like, they'll rent it, essentially. And the rent will be X amount, and they'll be, like, in a 5-year contract or something. So when people say 30 quid's a bit steep, yes, because, unfortunately, the costs involved to make this sort of stuff is bloody high. Turns out the sink was at the... Oh, I see. I see what you mean. I kept saying that. Let that sink in. I'm gonna use that bit of information now, right? For if anyone ever says that Dovetail charge too much. How big is their building? It's a fair size. I don't know whether I'm allowed to say, but it's a fair size. They own a floor in a building, which is, in terms of offices, actually quite big. Because the office I work in is literally just like a room, but they own a whole floor. I won't say the details of the building, like of like what's inside the building, because I don't think I'm allowed. It's an experience, though. Surprisingly quiet. I will say that, though. When I went there, it was surprising. A lot of people work from home, so I can imagine there's probably a sense of what's the word? Is it downscaling? Something like that. The way I'd explain it is that everything is a cost, depending on if they buy it or rent it or use software that isn't theirs, etc. Yeah. The route price is reasonable in the modern economy. Yeah, I'd say so. I'm gonna just chuck in another curveball here. So we've discovered that 100 members of staff is 2.75 million quid, right? Alright, let's focus slowing down here. You have to pay for gaming computers, softwares. You've got they'll have Teams, so they'll have to pay for a Microsoft Office account. Unreal, they'll have to pay Epic Games. I think that'll be a byproduct of that. Things like Simulgraph and things like that, they'll probably cost as well. That's mad. Have I done that right? Do you want to know something that's going to absolutely blow your minds, peeps? Hold on a second. Let me say something. Bearing in mind how relatively small Train Sim World is in terms of games, let's say to cover the £2.75 million of wages, if it's that much, right? Do you know how many copies of DLCs they'd have to sell? If every DLC costs 30, well, most DLCs do, but let's say that with standard route price, you divide that by £30, right? It means, hold on, stop. If you divide that by £30, guess how many copies you'd have to just to match the wages. You'd need to sell at least 91,666 DLCs. Or almost 92,000 copies of a DLC to cover wages. Now that's when you get into those sorts of numbers, you can see why certain things cost. They'll have marketers and whatever else who will work all this stuff out much more refined than that. But you've got to think it's mental. First scenario we'll be paying with the pack tomorrow is the farewell one. I have two theories why the past few roadmaps are quiet, because Dovetail is getting ready for Train Sim World 7, or no third party developers have announced anything yet. It's just timing, I think. You know, we had 6 DLCs release in March, so I can imagine there's just going to be a little bit of a breather. I'm not complaining. In terms of Train Sim World 7, doesn't exist. Graphics design team, yeah, you're going to be getting this tomorrow because it's a great looking pack. Yeah, this stream is a very much judge for yourself sort of stream. Like I say, I've been getting a little bit fed up recently because a lot of people have been saying all sorts of things to me, saying that I'm a shill and I'm a suck up and all this sort of stuff, right? And I can't really be told that I'm a shill if I'm literally just showing a game off. I'm literally just playing it like I normally would, and it's a judge for yourself. If you like what you see, get it. According to financial records, they made 19.7 million in gross profit according to the government, and 3.6 in operating profit after all expenses in 2025, up by 1.5 million in 2024. Okay, fair enough. Gross profit. What does that mean, though? Because I don't know whether gross profit means the amount of profit they've made to date. Because in some companies, they count it as how much money they've made to date, so since the company was set up. I keep forgetting we're getting a Class 70 soon. Don't listen to Richie. Let the haters hate. They waste their own fun and not your. I'm not. If I'm honest, I'm not bothered. I'm not bothered about the hate comments. I mean, I've seen hate comments, and the hate comments aren't directed at me. They're directed at Dovetail. It just winds me up because I respect what they do. Dovetail, that is. Dovetail Games are also the developers of Train Sim Classic, so they would get money for yearly releases. Yeah, I suppose, but you know, there's still, you know, Train Sim Classic isn't earning loads. It's a PC only, and all the stuff, like, they'll probably get it through sales. What would you say you're looking forward to most, Trent Valley or the Richmond extension? That's a difficult one. Probably the Trent Valley. I don't know. I like what All Aboard are doing. You know, they're working on some good stuff apparently. So it's, you know, Trent Valley I'm looking forward to. Train Sim World 7 is not going to happen. Mark my words. Thing is, you can't be overly critical, as Dovetail can easily fire you. I'm not employed. I'm not employed by Dovetail, not in any way, shape, or form. I work a full-time job. What I do is very much voluntary. When we get sent our keys, they don't say you must show this. It's up to us. Sure, if I didn't show any of the content, they probably would stop sending me keys. But I'm under no obligation to show anything, and I'm under no obligation to say anything either. Do you know what? Behind closed doors, in our spaces where we communicate with members of the community team, they strongly say, be open and honest. Do you know what I mean? Don't sugarcoat anything. If this there's you've heard people talk about it like Train Sim that they drive and whatever else, who have said that we've got a feedback thread thing in our own little space. We give back feedback, and there is a lot of feedback. I'm not really one to give much feedback because I don't actually play the game like to look out for stuff. I just play it to enjoy it. But if I do clock something, I will mention it. But there is a lot of information in there. So gross profit margin worth a search. Gross profit is the total revenue and the total costs and the costs of the cost of the good. You've lost me. Last roadmap, the person who's making the Marway line is announcing something else, and I'm not faking it. I actually heard they said something. I did see a line in it that they said that they're working on future projects, which is interesting. Oh, I've subtracted stuff. Yeah, subtracted stuff. Fair enough. Trent Valley looks stunning. It does look good. They did good with Birmingham Crew, so I don't imagine they would not do any better than. I reckon they'll do better. How do you become a Train Sim 6 ambassador? Obviously, I'm a train-related content creator for a start. There isn't any certain thresholds really. They're probably not taking many people on as ambassadors now. They don't really do call-outs really. They kind of ambassadors kind of join as and when really. You need to have a bit of a following. I would probably say you need a couple thousand subscribers, I think. I mean, I got contacted when I just hit 2,000, or just before I hit 2,000. So take that as you will. But yeah, I mean, obvious thresholds. You have to be over 18 because you need to be able to legally sign documents. And yeah, all I can say is keep it up, really. I saw a Train Sim World, this and that clip. I saw some similar videos like that, and they could have put a song called "It's Tricky." Speaking of Birmingham to Crew, I've been playing it a lot more lately. That's a stunning, that's a fantastic route, is that? It really is. I never tire of that route. So yeah, my question is going to be now, right? Thoughts? Are you getting the farewell pack? Just saw one of them Heathrow Expresses there. Yes, day one. yes on a sail. Maybe or nope. Let me know your thoughts, peeps. Let me know your thoughts. Is the Flying Scotsman Rail Tour scenario in Great Western Express remaster good? I've not given it a go, to be honest. Scenario planning is a bit difficult to work with, but yeah, free roam exists, so it's not too bad. You went train spotting, and you got a lot of videos which you're going to use for some short form content. Nice one, Callum. Oh, sneeze. Here's my neighbour sneeze. This is good, this. Great Western Express remaster. Gorgeous. Right now I'm extremely tempted to buy Birmingham to Crew, but I'm trying hard to resist and waiting for a sale of any add-on. I mean, what would you prefer? So Birmingham Crew is great, but also you could get Trent Valley when it comes out. I call this pack coming out. I call this pack coming without knowing about it. I'm not so sure what you mean there, Sam. You tried Train Sim 6 on VR and it was worth it. Are you going to do a run with the HST barrier wagons? No, this is going to be the last run that we're going to do tonight. I've got some stuff to sort out after this before I go to bed. So it's a little bit shortened, but we may do at some point. I do have an idea for a Saturday stream. I'm not too sure what I'm going to do yet, but I do have an idea. You've done a short today of the vid I got when doing train spotting. It's got 21 likes. Oh, well done. Fair play. How many views it got? Means it must have hit the YouTube's version of the For You page. Beautiful off that goes. I mean, I knew about this pack was going to come out even before it was announced. How? How did you find out about that? Are you in beta? It's got 882. Nice! Well done, Callum. Fair play. Well, it sounds like you found out about this through ways you shouldn't have done, which is not something you probably should be admitting. You saw a Colas Rail Class 70 and GBRF Light Loco 66. Wasn't it during Train Sim World 5 that this add-on got announced? Possibly. I'm not sure. No, I think this got announced at start of Train Sim World 6. You've got your ways. You'd love to be a beta tester, to be fair, but unfortunately I'm not old enough to sign an NDA agreement just yet. Yeah, that's pretty vital. That's a pretty vital part of the deal. Which I find weird, because obviously I'm under NDA as well. But not for beta. So it's like, well, at least I don't think I do, but like, no. You didn't find it out in a way you shouldn't have done. It sounds like you did. Have you seen Duke of Gloucester before? No, never heard of it. Again, I'm not too good with like names of trains. Like if you would have told me before this what Sir Kenneth Grange is, I wouldn't have known. Like I know who Sir Kenneth Grange is, but I wouldn't have known what train it's on. Does the Voyager layer into Birmingham Crew? Yes, it does. You can do all sorts of services with on Birmingham to Crew. It's actually one of the reasons why the Voyager is so loud. Quite unusual to see a light Loco 66 do most of the time they have wagons. You might post some short form videos instead of long form. Yeah, short form's better than long form, I'd say. I tell you where it's good as well. Instagram. Instagram's quite good. What Steam trains do you know? Very basic ones. Flying Scotsman, Mallard, Big Boy, Sir Nigel Gresley, Pannier Tanks, stuff like that. I know basics, but I certainly don't know like in-depth ones. I know like 4F and a 6F, no 6P and a 8F. I know stuff like that. Your friend knows a developer who showed you a small clip of the farewell pack. Well, I think we should leave that there because it sounds like you are being showed things that you shouldn't be able to see, and that is not good. Would you think another East Coast mainline route in the close future? We definitely have a bit of bias at the moment. Yeah, I think, to be honest, West Coast mainline is easier to do because there's more shorter sections of it. East Coast mainline, there's a lot of nothing in between the stations, so I can see what's taking a bit longer. Lana with a bit of a gibberish there, nice. Duke of Gloucester is going to be at the Severn Valley Railway Spring Steam Gala. Your short videos lately have slumped. You have to still do like your tags and your hashtags and stuff like that. Not sure what you've said there, Lana. It's translated to, I would like them to continue to need diapers and development at the time of date and birth, which makes absolutely no sense. No sense. You only saw Carlos Rail of a class 37 at Derby during the Greatest Gathering and the class 67 at your local crossing. What day did you go to Greatest Gathering? Ah, this is cool. This is quite cool. I can rate this. Just got home from your kickboxing session. Can't wait for Milton Keynes to crew. I know about Britannia, Blue Peter, and Tornado. Yeah, I know Tornado is kind of like a Frankenstein train, isn't it? What's your opinion on the refurbished cross-country Voyagers? Yeah, nice. They look nice. They still don't, like, you know, it's a cross-country Voyager. Do you know what I mean? Oh, look at that. Well, hey, that's cool. Like that, you've got an intercity train there, and round here you've got an intercity train here. How cool is that? Nice. I definitely think that's a mod of some kind. That's cool that was done that. The one thing I find annoying about short form is the hashtags. It's the best way to do it. You saw a small clip a few hours before the trailer came out. Well, it would have been public knowledge before. It would have been public knowledge before a trailer. Sounds like you're trying to dox yourself by not doxing yourself. Second day, Saturday, I met Francis Bourgeois and Laserjet. Been using them, but I think I'm not placing enough. I use that website you sent me. Yeah, free hashtags is your sweet spot for YouTube Shorts because it doesn't read anything after that. Evening, Richie. You're on Subway Sim 2 and you'll probably hold off for the farewell pack because, well, lack of funds. Yeah, fair enough. I think with there's some other stuff on the horizon that's more exciting than this, in my honest opinion. I don't think it's bad. I don't think it's a bad DLC at all. Don't get it twisted. It's a good DLC if you like your scenarios, if you like the HST, if you like a bit of history, and you like a bit of variation. Personally, I'm not bothered by scenarios, and I never have been, and I never will probably be. It's why I don't really play Train Sim Classic, because it's all scenario based, and I like free roam. It's why I like the bus. The bus is great, it's open, it's free roam, I love it. So, yeah, personally, not 100% my cup of tea, and I would definitely have got this on sale if I was to get it, like, pick it up day one.
Live Central. When passengers
But
intending to
uh,
travel on
but
this
yeah,
service,
it's
please join the train now.
it's pretty decent. It's not bad, not bugged or anything like that. It's not from what I can see. Pretty nice. Can't go wrong with it. So yeah, that's a little look at that. Is there? Should we, before we wrap up? Someone was wanted to see the Voyagers. You saw a refurbished 220 at Derby, and it was fresh out of the paint shop with 2 Rail Adventure HSTs that were towing it. Machines is peaking, of course. Even oh yeah, read that one. After Milton Keynes to Crewe, we need Milton Keynes to Birmingham New Street via Northampton. I think a lot of people will be saying that. You was in Devon when the Greatest Gathering was on. I was there on the 3rd day on the Sunday. It was good. Should have stayed over myself when I was there and took my time. We really need Carlisle to Glasgow Central so we can complete the West Coast Main Line and hope we can get it. Then we should be able to do modern day so we can then get the TPE 397. Catch you later, Sam. Sandwich. I appreciate you telling me that you've got leaked stuff. Just a good DLC but slightly overpriced. Do you know what? I'm going to agree with that. I do feel like, and no, Grumdog Games has done something good here with this, and obviously he's done a lot of good work with Great Western Express for the remaster. Maybe part of the pricing is to obviously factor in for the cost of doing the remaster or whatever, I don't know. But personally, I feel like $9.99, $10.99, that sort of threshold may have been a bit better for this. Because it's, a scenario pack is usually a $5. A livery pack is usually a $5. So to me, this is the same sort of realm as the cargo line packs. So, and there's usually quite a lot with the cargo line packs. So, yeah, it's slightly overpriced, I think, but it's not bad. So it's all very much up to you. Realistically, the difference between $9.99 and $12.99, £3. What's £3? Do you know what I mean? Like, £3 is, it's not even that much. If you went to Mackey's and you got a wrap of the day, that's $2.50 nowadays, isn't it? You go to Greg's and get a sausage roll and a steak bake, that's £3. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's really nothing at all. It's like 3 iceberg lettuces. Do you know what I mean? It's not that much, but yeah, I do get it. It's not a big deal. Apologies, I wasn't in from the start. No, not an issue at all. I understand that people have got lives. It's okay. Is this train out yet? No, it's out tomorrow. Tomorrow, 10 a.m. for console, 6 p.m. for Steam. Bills are due. Yeah, no, I understand that. Say a fair price at $8.99. I think $9.99 is a good price. Have you watched Home with the Fairies? No, Callum. That's not not what I'm interested in. You're definitely going to wait for Birmingham Crew and maybe some cargo line stuff as well. You're 4 subscribers away from 200. Well, I hope you get to 200. Come on, let's get you there. In fact, I tell you what, I'll be nice, right? I don't often do this, but go sub to this. Go on, get it to 200. Might as well do a nice gesture. Before I go, by the way, I was joking. I didn't even know it was coming. I just didn't see why they didn't add the in-city HST at first. So I thought it'd make sense for them to come along. You're backtracking now. I'm not bothered. Oh, Furies. I thought you meant furries. I was like, what? £1 or £2 too much, but to be honest, what is that to even fairly struggling people such as myself? I'd happily pay the current price if I wanted to. Exactly. Like, it's not, is it really? It's not like it's 10 versus £20. There you go, 200. Has he done it? There you go. You've hit 200. I'm glad I could do a good deed. Right, Voyager. That's what you wanted to say, wasn't it? Voyager. Where's the Voyager? Train depot. It'll be in here somewhere, won't it? Voyager. So it currently lays into 5 routes. I thought it laid into more than that, but oh well. You've got playable services on here. So you've got 6 on there. You've got that's the one it comes into. You've got God knows how many on there. Loads on there. That's Birmingham Cross. You need the 170 pack for that though. You've got the Manchester Airport commuter comes into that. Got loads of services on Manchester Airport commuter. Loads and 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 loads on Manchester Airport commuter. Got Riviera line. It's obviously loads on there as well. Absolutely loads and loads and loads and loads and loads on there. Tons and tons and tons and tons and tons. And then West Coast Main Line Birmingham to Crewe. It's in both timetables. If we're going to the original, you can see again loads of stuff on there. Cool. And I think, does it come into any of the routes? I think, it's AI on Cardiff City Network if you've got the Transport for Wales pack, the Pacer pack. So it's AI on there. You'll also see it. I'm pretty sure you'll see it somewhere else as well. I could be wrong there. No, I don't think it'd come into any of these. But you will see it. I would imagine you'd see it on Trent Valley when that comes out. And yeah, I don't think there's any other routes that are about that it would layer into. But in future, I mean, theoretically, it could go onto 5 Circle. It could, there's a lot of scope for it to go into certain places now. So, yeah. Have you heard of Home of the Furies? No, never heard of it. Negligible difference. Also, congrats, Richie has completed his good deed for the decade. Yeah, I've had enough bad luck today. I don't know if you heard, Dex, but the Punto died. Anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump in to here, and I'm going to spawn in. We'll spawn into Slough because it's gorgeous. I love Slough. In fact, no, we won't. We'll go to here. Where's it? Although common. There we go. They gave a new timetable to Midland Main. Yes, Midland Main Line. It would go onto that if it had a new timetable. Do you know what I mean? Look, the possibilities are endless. If you want to even push it, Edinburgh, Glasgow, because there's Glasgow services. I think they go to Central, but you've got services that go up towards Waverley and then up to Glasgow. So you'd theoretically see on that route. I want to see if there's any special liveries over here. It's a good series on Netflix. What's that? What, the Punto? My car died. Any of the special liveries here? No. Well, we'll go here then. We'll type in HST. Oh, I've got the barrier coach. We haven't looked at that. We'll have a quick look at that. That's the barrier coach. I'm not sure I don't know what a barrier coach actually is, to be honest. But this is obviously, of course, a part of this. Well, I don't know what it does. No idea. And high. I think if you type in high speed train liveries. No. High speed train, is it that one? No. What does it come under? Oh, God. Alright, hold on. Ah, what are you doing? Right. Being stupid now. Putting a hue there. What are you doing? Stop being stupid, come on. Right, high speed train. Custom formations. No, what was it under? Can't find it. You would see them on Cathcart if it was a 2025 timetable. Yeah, there you go. I'm going to spawn in the other liveries, but I can't seem to do that for some reason. So, what's over there? Train. Right, okay, let me... Cross Country 170 could go on to Midland Mainline 2, and the Voyager could also be added onto Cathcart as AI. Yeah. I'm trying to think where else it could go. We'll just spawn it in. We'll just spawn one in. There we go. If you could have any UK route in the game, what would it be? The more and more I get asked this question, the more and more I'd like to see something northern. I feel like there's a whole heap of northern routes that are not in the game, and I think it'd be great. We've obviously got like Glossop Line and Manchester Airport Commuter. They're both really good routes, but they're only 323, and I feel like some northern diesel action would be quite nice, in my opinion. Or South Western Railway. The EMT livery needs updating as it's too smooth and clean compared to the rest of the HSTs. Would it be under class 43? Yeah, it probably will be, wouldn't it? It's fine. We'll do it this way. So this is the Thomas 1 Flying Welshman from the Tour de France 2018. There you go, look. The Welshman. And there is another... It might be under class 43. Yeah, I think it is. I think it is under 43. Yeah, they're all there. Bloody sodding thing. You got this one as well. Bob that there. That's the Welshman. There you go. So that's the Welshman. Then you've got another variant of the Welshman, which is quite cool. So yeah. Overall, I think it's a pretty decent pack. It's not. You know, it's for me. I'm not fussed about. It's not. I don't want to come across too negative, but like it's not really my cup of tea. But it's not bad at all. I'd like to see Just Trains doing Newcastle to Edinburgh like TSC days. You'd like to see Leeds to King's Cross. That would never happen. Skipton to Leeds. What line would that be now? That's part of the Northern Network. I don't know too well. But out of Leeds, I would definitely like to see like Leeds to Doncaster. That'd be a good one. I'd like to see that. Barrier coach allows for a loco without correct couplings to couple. For example, the class 37 can't attach to a HST, so the barrier allows for the Buckeye and the hooked for towing. That wasn't a leak, I don't think. I think that might have been like a mistype of some kind. I'm guessing. No idea. To be honest, like a modern day Liverpool Lime Street route. Yeah, that would be good. That would be good. Anyway, I digress. I'm rambling now. So yeah, it's been really good, this stream. Been good to look at this. Like I say, if you like the HSTs, you like scenarios, you like a bit of farewell stuff. Yeah, we'll give the controls one out. Then go for it. $12.99 releases tomorrow. But yeah, in terms of some other DLC, there's some good stuff coming out. So yeah. As for general bits and bobs of admin from me, we are not far away from 8,000 subscribers. We have actually just had 2 new subscribers. We are less than 90 subscribers away from 8,000, which is pretty darn nuts. So I need to start thinking about an 8K special. I've got an idea, so hopefully, yeah. Do any of the new routes add on to West Cornwall Local? No, they don't. So yeah. As for other bits of content, I think there's a demo for a certain game I'm going to play. You'll see if I can play it in time, because I think the demo ends tomorrow, so I'm going to try that. But in terms of other admin, Notch 2, the channel that me and Casual have. Obviously, if you don't know about it, there's a channel called Notch 2. If I quickly pull it up again, well, some people are here, because we can get some more people to subscribe to it. There is... hold on. /Notch2 F11 that. So yes, there is this channel, which is, there you go, mine and Casual Rail's new channel, where we'll be doing stuff other than Train Sim World, so Rocket League, GTA, all that sort of stuff. If you're interested, link is on the main page of the YouTube channel. Feel free to go and check it out. We've also still got Married to the Grid as well. I can just quickly change that. Let me just go back to that a second. Change that to Married to the Grid. Married to the Grid. I want to try and get this bit more built up as well as the season comes back. But we've also got Married to the Grid, which is gone. Hold on. Hold on a second. It's messed about there. Ah, what's it doing? I messed that up, haven't I? Hold on a second. You gonna do it now? There we go. There's also Married to the Grid, which is mine and Shan's F1 related YouTube channel. Oh, that's me. And we do, if you like your F1 stuff, we do a lot of stuff over there. So feel free to go and check out that, because as the season starts again in May, we'll have a lot more content on it. We're just, whilst there's no content to do because there's no races, we're having a bit of a hiatus, but this content will start ramping up in the next few weeks and months. So yeah, feel free to go check out that. Anyway, that's all the bits from me. So yeah, thank you all for coming in tonight, much appreciate it. And there's a random ass HST power car. Don't know where the rest of the train's gone, but anyway, thank you all for coming in tonight, much appreciate it. Oh, and of course, sorry, going back to the whole Notch 2 thing as well. Me and Casual will be live Friday night, possibly playing some GTA 5 online. Could be chaotic, who knows. Anyway, thank you for coming in tonight, peeps, much appreciate it, and I'll see you all in the next stream. Bye everyone.